My name is Nurjahan Akbar. I am from Kabul, Afghanistan, and I run a women's rights organization called Free Women Writers. So we are all volunteer, every member of us. We basically write about women's rights issues and use social media, traditional media, events, books, newspapers to advocate for women's rights. We focus on gender-based violence and discrimination against women because Afghanistan is one of the countries with the highest rates of gender-based violence in the world. So how it works is we have a group of writers in Washington, D.C. We have writers all over Afghanistan. We all connect online. We don't have an office. And everyone submits their articles and we edit them and publish them. So far, we have published more than 3,000 poems, personal stories, articles, and we have been able to publish articles from more than 130 writers. But what's more important to me is that we have been able to talk about some of the issues that nobody else talks about in Afghanistan. We talk about issues that are considered taboo. We talk about, for example, uh, uh, menstruation. We talk about early and child marriage. We talk about things that other people think are too hot. And we start the conversation and then we see other people talking about it. So I see ourselves as like the spark that starts change. So many women are deprived of their most essential human rights. And most essential human rights include education, include the right to have your own identity, include the right to vote, include the right to voice your opinion, to participate politically and socially and have jobs. So the reality is that most women don't just face one kind of discrimination. They don't just face gender-based violence or they don't just face poverty. They face many, many different forms of oppression, and those forms of oppression all contribute to that woman's marginalization and to her feeling powerless. So one of the things that I want to change is I want to give this message to Afghan women and to women around the world that no matter your circumstances, you have immense power inside of you. You have the ability to challenge your community. You have the ability to challenge gender roles. You have the ability to change the way your life is lived. And that's much easier said than done, right? Because if you're a woman who lives in poverty or you have been forced into marriage or you have been faced sexualized violence, of course you don't think you can do that. But I can say that you can because I'm a child of war, I'm a child of poverty, I'm a child of discrimination and violence, and today I'm a leader. So I think there's no reason we can't be that. So I think we're having a really huge impact on Afghanistan, and the reason is not necessarily because of numbers or we help this number reach that number, but it's because we are bringing new ideas. And I think that goes so far beyond anything else. But we have also, the way that I know that my job, my work is worthwhile and that I'm doing a good job is that so many women from all around the country write us and call us and tell us that we are doing a good job, that we have helped them. For example, most recently we published a small book for women who are facing violence to how to get help, how to get legal help, how to get emotional support, and also to tell them that they are not alone, that if they're facing violence, it's not your fault. We published it in September, and I've already gotten like dozens of messages from women who say, this book really impacted me. This book really made me see myself as powerful. This book really made me see myself as a change maker, not just a victim. And I think that to me is so much more important, that individual, real, human women are reaching out to me and saying I'm making a difference in their life. And it's not just me, it's 130 writers, and all of them do it. They have written once or twice, or they write every month, but every one of them has put their own time. They don't get paid. All they do is get their story heard. So our publication is largely focused on women, but the reality is that when women are empowered, it helps everyone in their communities. So many countries around the world, if women were part of the economic force, if women were socially and economically empowered, their GDP would grow by 10%, by 15%. In Afghanistan, if women were part of the labor force, if women had the confidence and the security and the opportunity to get jobs, the whole country would be doing better, not just their families. And I've seen it in my own family. Because women and men in my family, we all work, we all contribute, we have been able to rebuild our lives after war, which is not something easy. So I think when you empower a woman, when you give a woman a voice, or women have voice, but when you highlight women's voices, when you give women confidence, it ultimately ripples and helps other people and other women and other communities and even their own families.